You ever notice how the moment a country becomes self-reliant on energy or banking or tech, it immediately becomes a threat? Let's talk about Iran for a moment. Not the one that you get in the headlines, but the one that's rarely shown. Let's look at a few things they have. First of all, a domestically built nuclear fuel system, a satellite launch program, a growing AI, drone, and cybersecurity infrastructure, and their own national internet system that can operate off of the global web. And they've built this despite severe US and EU sanctions, ongoing Western and Israeli intervention, assassination of their top scientists, and cyber attacks like Stuxnet targeting their nuclear sites. Iran has been independent for over 40 years and still managed to build an independent, high-tech infrastructure detached from the rest of the world. That's not weakness, that's resistance at a systemic level. When you zoom out, you see that Iran is not the first country that's been punished for stepping off grid. Take Libya, for example. They wanted to establish a gold standard, and as soon as they did, NATO bombs the country, Gaddafi is executed, and their gold reserves vanish. In Iraq, Saddam Hussein wants to sell oil in euros. Well, what happens then? Suddenly he's got weapons of mass destruction. Did we ever find them? No, but we found oil. As soon as Venezuela tried to focus on themselves and build their own independence from the world, the media narrative flips overnight, and they're suddenly a terrible communist nation. These were not wars. They're responses from the Western world trying to control the entire globe. So what happens when you have a country that refuses to comply with the global narrative? We see moments like this, where international conflict starts to escalate, and countries all over the world start to panic. While I can't prove it, I do believe that Iran's onto some breakthrough technology, something that could set the entire world free of dependence on energy systems. But even if that's not the case, this should concern everyone, because it illustrates who are the bullies. And when you watch the evolution of the narrative on the news, you can see exactly what's going on. So before you believe the next headline that tells you who is really evil, ask yourself, why is that the story? Why is that the headline? And what were they doing to make themselves appear so dangerous? Because the ones who are afraid are the ones who have the power right now, not the ones that are trying to get it. And that should explain everything that you need to know.